Yo, what's good everybody? You probably read the title. First things first, welcome back everyone. Today's gonna be a different type of video. It's not gonna be one of me playing ranked. It's gonna be a different one that I actually haven't done, which I'm actually surprised because it's been a while since I've had the channel alive now with R6 mobile content, and I haven't done this video. But you read the title, like I said. I'm gonna be showing you guys every single loadout that I use for pretty much every operator, except for maybe like two, the ones I don't have. Yeah, let's hop right straight into it, man. Alright, so I'm going to separate this by attackers and defenders. First off, we're going to go with attackers as the first option. And first things first, we have the, well, I would say pretty iconic operator that I use in most of my matches, Thatcher. Thatcher is a bro, I use him in almost every single video. If you watch my videos, you know that I legit in every ranked match, I probably choose Thatcher. Well, I don't know. I just randomly got used to him, and I used to think he was actually ass. But once I started using him, I got used to it, and bro, I'm probably like, this might be some ego, but I might be top 5 with this dude, bruh. That was a joke, bro. I'm actually ass at this game. Alright, so for starters, this is the loadout that I use. To be honest with you, there is a little bit of changes that you can make to the loadout, which I'm going to showcase to you guys in a minute. I don't have the hipfire laser, but if you do have it, of course equip it. That makes everything better. But this is the main difference from a lot of players that don't use this. I use the 2.5 ACOG scope. It's personal preference. I got used to it, and honestly, I do like the outline of the scope and like when you aim in, how it looks compared to one of like the ACOG where it's so like the middle of the scope is so cluttered with different things that it looks weird. I would probably recommend you could probably change the 2.5 for if you want to use the ACOG 1.5 instead. You can. The holographic, shoot, maybe even the 2 times. I mean, okay, this one's a regular version, but you can use it 2 times, the 2.5, 1.5. It's personal preference at the end of the day, but I do highly recommend trying to use a 2.5. It's a really good scope, and it's super useful, especially for Thatcher. The next one is extended barrel. Honestly, you could probably switch to extended barrel for flash hider, but I do recommend extended barrel. It's something that I've used all the time in every single video when it comes to Thatcher. And honestly, I only chose extended barrel because I don't have the flash hider, but over time I found out that extended barrel feels pretty nice on the build, so honestly I would recommend it. For grip, we have tactical grip. This one you could also switch out for the vertical grip, or maybe even the lightweight grip. If you want more ADS time, for sure use a lightweight, but if you do want a little bit more of that vertical vehicle control, use a vertical grip. The only downside when you do use this is that your ADS transition speed gets really slower. I used to use this grip instead, but over time I noticed that ADS transition speed was so like a little bit too slow for me, so I decided to use the tactical one instead. And honestly, it feels the same, but you could tell the difference when you test them out in like practice range or something like that. For magazine, we have the light mag. For this, you could switch out for the extended, but I do recommend especially the light mag because, bro, you need that ADS transition speed, and you also move for ADS movement. You move more quicker, especially with this equipped. But the major downside I would probably say for this build in general is maybe the reload, especially when you're magazine size. Whenever you shoot this gun, whenever you get a kill, please reload after it. You have to remember yourself to reload your gun because you have 17 bullets. Please keep that in mind. If you have extended mag, it's way more, but if you use a light mag, you have 17 bullets. Half of those 17 bullets are going to go to an enemy. Once you kill an enemy, reload. You got to remember in your mind to reload, because if you don't, bro, you're cooked. Maybe you could switch to your pistol in case you're in another close range gunfight and you can't reload in time. But you gotta remember to reload after every single kill you get with this gun. If you don't like doing that, you switch out for the extended mag for sure. And for internal, I use wallbuster bullets. I know people use the lightweight for more ADS time. If you're like that, you could do that. But I recommend using wallbuster bullets because it helps, especially when you're trying to wall bang or go like shoot against a wall or anything like that. It helps a lot. I've encountered a bunch of times where I've had to shoot somebody through a wall, and if I did not have this equipped, bro, I would have 100% lost the gunfight. For pistol, honestly, bro, I wouldn't say this pistol build is that good. it's okay. I haven't found one really that suits me. And honestly, I don't even use this pistol like that. It's only if like in a close range gunfight where I need to pull out my pistol and try to kill somebody with it, I use it. Either way, the damage isn't that good on this pistol, to be honest. So I don't know. You can copy it if you don't want to. It's fine. But let's go to the next one, man. All right, next up we have Bandit. Now I have two different loadouts for Bandit. If you go way back to my older videos, you can see that I use a different Bandit loadout compared to the one that I used like recently. The main difference for that is because the one I use now is more on the side of like recoil control, but still being pretty fast to use. While the past one, it's pure speed. Like that loadout is pure like speed, ADS transition, everything. So I'm gonna showcase both of those to you guys. First off, we have the one that I use now. For starters, the main difference from this one to the other build, it definitely has to be the grip, and I would probably say the internal. But for this build, I use the mini laser for helps for hip firing, and it's really useful, especially with this build, because there's gonna be times where you need to hip fire in a siding gunfight, and boom, you can get the job done. I use iron sight for the optic. I've always used the iron sight for Bandit. I got used to it. You can of course switch it out for like the holographic, the L18, the RO. I don't recommend this one. Don't use that. If I find one of you damn near using this in rank, bro, oh hell no, you're just someone from the team. But personal preference, at the end of the day, I use iron sight because I mean it helps with the ADS transition and the ADS movement. But I do recommend, if you want to use an optic, probably use a holo or the L18. Those are really good. The muzzle. Now this is the main difference from everybody who plays Bandit. Everybody uses a different muzzle, and most of the time it's either going to be the compensator or it's going to be the flash hider. I've seen people use the chugged muzzle. Don't choose this, please. But I use breaching barrel. Now the reason for this is because early on when I played this game, I thought the breaching barrel helped with like with the power of when you shoot an enemy and how much damage they receive. I still don't know if that's true. I might be dumb and it's not, but I got used to using the breaching barrel, so this is the one main difference. And honestly, I recommend it because I think I've tested it before, but like in the practice range, I do think you get more damage from using it. I could be wrong, but I do think, if I remember correctly. For grip, I have vertical grip. You can switch this out for the lightweight grip or maybe even the tactical, but I do recommend vertical because it helps with recoil. And honestly, when you use this build, it doesn't feel like there's any recoil at all, so that's pretty helpful, especially in a lot of gunfights, especially long range too. Bandit isn't a really good long range gunfight operator, but this vertical grip helps to at least control it from long ranges. Magazine, you could put the extended mag, but I don't have that unlocked. Once I do, I probably will 100% add the extended mag. You could probably use a light mag too, but I do warn you, you're going to lose some of that ammo capacity, so please keep that in mind. That's why I use the default, because I mean I got used to it as well. And for Eternal, I use Wallbuster. You could probably switch it out for the lightweight again, but Wallbuster helps a lot, especially with Bandit, in my opinion, to shoot open like through walls and just get that what feels like an extra damage boost. This is I would say this is probably like the most random build for a pistol you could ever find in your life. This is the one I've used forever, like since I started the game. I know what you're thinking, bro. Why the hell do you have a breaching barrel? I don't know, bro. And what is this scope? I don't know, bro. Copy it down if you want to. I don't know. I got used to it. The optic's kind of weird, but over time, I've noticed that it helps you get a little bit more of an edge to getting those headshots. Bro, I don't know, man. It's such a random build. Just don't listen to me. Alright, so this is the backup loadout. Now, this is the one I used to use. This one's more on the ADS side, like I said. The main differences between this one and the past one is I used a lightweight grip. And then, I mean, I use Wallbuster as well. I used to use this one in here. But if you want another boost of, like, ADS speed and everything, I would definitely recommend using the lightweight instead. Honestly, I'm probably going to equip it right now. This is pretty much the build. Those are the only two differences I would say on this. You could also add the light mag, but I don't know. I wouldn't say that because you lose ammo again, so don't do that. Maybe, but those are the two builds I use for Bandit. We're gonna move on to, I think it's Ash next? Yeah, it's Ash. Okay. So for Ash, you know, the R4C, the most iconic probably gun that's in R6 history, I would say. For this build, this is the one I've always used since, like, if you go to my older videos, you're definitely going to see this in use. I use a mini laser, of course, hipfire. I use the holographic sight. This one's personal preference, like I keep saying. Honestly, if you want to like switch it up, I would probably use the 1.5 you have it unlocked, especially because it feels a lot more better than probably the 2x, or maybe in the 2.5. I don't have it unlocked for Ash, but once I do, I probably would try to use it for her. But I got used to the holographic. That's what I use. Muzzle, I have flash hider. I wouldn't recommend any other muzzles, to be honest. Maybe suppressor, but honestly, flash hider, it helps with recoil a lot. For grip, I have tactical grip. I used to use the vertical grip, but I noticed that I play better with the tactical one. And I've been using that for a while now. Magazine, of course, extended mag. And for internal, I used to use wallbuster, but now I use lightweight because I want that low boost of ADS speed. And honestly, I've noticed a lot of improvements with that one instead, so for sure use that one. For pistol wise, it's pretty straightforward. I don't recommend this build either because I'm not crazy good with these pistols. The only good pistol I'm pretty good with is probably Jäger's, but we're gonna get into that later. And yeah, let's move on to the next one. Well, speaking of the devil, like I said, for Jäger, I have a lot of different builds. Like, I have like 2 different builds. But this is the main one I use currently. I have the mini laser, of course, holographic. I use the flash hider muzzle. I know people, they use different ones. Like, some people use a suppressor, some people use the extended. Honestly, I've always used flash hider for Jäger especially. I use lightweight grip, and then I use extended mag. You can probably switch it off for the light mag if you have it unlocked, which I don't. And then internal, I use lightweight. So this build is more focused on like ADS speed, ADS movement. And my other build that I like used for like a while was more on the recoil side. Like, if you want to control recoil, definitely use this build. The main difference with it was I used the vertical grip instead of the lightweight. And then also for internal, I put wallbuster bullets instead. Honestly, this build wasn't that bad, but I noticed that I would move a little bit too slow to my liking, so I decided to switch it up and go to the current one I use now. And there's a different build that one of my subscribers mentioned to me that I want to try out more, that involves an iron sight, but I haven't really tested it out, so I probably won't showcase it right now. I might make a video on that in the future, but I'll see what happens. In terms of the pistol, I use a high precision laser, the holographic one, breaching barrel, extended mag, and wallbuster. I've used this build for a while now. I used to not use the optic. You could probably take it off, to be honest, but when I started doing the pistol only challenge, I needed the optic sight, and for now it's just stayed on it. I got used to it as well, so this is not even like that bad of a pistol build, to be honest. It's pretty good. I've won a couple gunfights with this thing on in a sudden situation, so I highly recommend this one. I think next up is probably Hibana. For Hibana, this is a lot more different because I used to have a different build. This is a pretty this build, everything's the same except for the optic. Of course, mini laser, flash hider for the extra recoil control, tactical grip for the extra recoil control as well. I know the damage is a little bit reduced from range, but honestly, I haven't noticed that much of a difference either way. Magazine, I know people don't have the large mag unlocked, which I don't even know how I unlocked this, to be honest, so I can't relate to that, my apologies. If you have the extended mag, probably use that instead, but honestly, I've used a large mag for like a whole while now, and I've gotten used to it. The only downside probably would be the ADS movement speed is a little bit, but it's not that bad. You don't really notice it that much as you keep playing Hibana with this build. And for internal, I have wallbuster bullets. I've always used this for specifically Hibana. It's super nice to use, and you could honestly feel like there's so many scenarios of Hibana where you're going to need those wallbuster bullets, so for sure use that. Now, optic-wise, you could probably change the 2.5 to the 1.5. If you see my older videos, I definitely used a 1.5 before, but once I unlocked the 2.5 for her, it feels super nice to use it on Hibana, so I would highly recommend this one. Honestly, it felt weird at first, but once I got used to it, it's super nice. The 2.5 is such a nice scope in this game, I'm not gonna lie. I would say it's pretty underrated, because I don't see that many people use the 2.5. Like, most of the time it's 1.5 and that's it. or holographic. Honestly, guys, start using the 2.5. It feels super nice once you get used to it. I highly recommend the scope for the majority of these operators. Now for pistol, dude, this is probably the most random of pistol builds you're gonna see. Copy it down if you want. This is super random. I've used it before and a lot of times in like free-for-all, and it's actually super nice. I've won a couple of gunfights with this pistol out of nowhere too, so I'd probably say it's not that bad. It looks bad. I know it looks bad, but don't judge a book by its cover. Yo, I just cooked with that. I cooked with that. Hold on. You know something I just realized? I said I was going to go buy attackers, but I lied because I already mentioned Jäger and Bandit. Oh, well, it is what it is. Next up, we have Valkyrie. Now, I have two different builds of Valkyrie. One is for, like, recoil control, and this one that I use now is more on the ADS speed and everything like that side, and it feels a lot more smoother in my opinion compared to my older build. Now this is the build that I currently use now. I use a mini laser. The optic, I use the RO Pro, but I will say once I do unlock the holographic, I probably will switch it for this one instead. But RO Pro, I got used to it. It's not that bad. I used to use a T2 dot, but honestly, I do like the RO Pro because it's a small scope, and but it feels super nice to use. Like I can see, like I have a field of view vision as well that compared to like something like this atrocity, I'm not gonna have. And the T2 dot, I don't know. I feel like this one's a lot more better to use, especially when you're grinding out Valkyrie. But for if you guys want, you could probably use a T2 dot as well. It's not that bad. For muzzle, I have flash hider. You could probably switch for suppressor, but I do like that extra recoil control, so I use flash hider, and it's worked for me 100%. Now this is the main difference here. The main difference is going to be the grip and the internal. I'm going to mention that later. For grip, I use lightweight, of course, for the ADS movement. Magazine is extended mag. You could probably switch it for the light mag if you have it, but honestly, I recommend extended mag because you get the extra bullets, and it's super useful in a lot of scenarios. And internal, I use lightweight for that extra ADS again. Pistol wise, this is my build. I use extended barrel, holographic sight, mini laser, compact loader, and lightweight. I wouldn't say this build is that crazy good, but it gets the job done type of thing. And now we're going to move on to the recoil control one. Now the recoil control is the same thing. The only difference is the grip and internal, like I said. The grip is vertical grip. You get a lot more recoil control with this grip, especially on Valkyrie. You get a lot more of that recoil control. The only difference though is you definitely going to tell the difference with ADS speed. Once you open your ADS, this build is a lot more slower compared to the other build I just showed. So if you don't like that, definitely probably don't use this build. But if you want a build that has a lot more of recoil control that helps you a lot more in long range gunfights, I would definitely recommend this one. And then for internal, I use wallbuster bullets. It helps for the, like I said, I don't even know what this does. Maybe it helps you give more damage bullet wise. I don't know. Wall bang too, it helps a lot. You definitely gonna tell the difference with wallbuster compared to lightweight when you test it inside like a free for all match. With wallbuster, you shoot at a wall and it opens in like 1 millisecond. But if you use lightweight, it's gonna open in like 1 to 2 seconds. You can notice that difference. Now for Rook, this is the only Rook loadout I use. I'm not trolling. This is the only Rook loadout I use. Honestly, I used to complain about Rook, which I still do. I do think his operator is useless. Like I said 100 millions of times, I said that. But I do like using the MP5. It feels pretty good to use. It's one of those guns that's like satisfying, I guess. The only deal is that it's on a pretty shitty operator, so I mean, you can't do anything about that. Give us Wamai, bro, or something, I don't know. But I use mini laser, the holographic sight. You could probably switch this on for like, I don't know, L18 or the RO. I used to use the S1 dot on this, but it's so ass. Don't use that, please. And then I also used to use the flash hider. And honestly, I stayed with it because none of these other ones are pretty like useful. So honestly, just use flash hider. It's worked for me for months now. I use vertical grip because I do want that recoil control. You could probably switch it out for like lightweight and everything if you want. I highly recommend vertical grip, especially on Rook's MP5, because the MP5's recoil is a little bit on the shakier side, so definitely use vertical grip. For magazine, I do use light mag. I used to use the extended, but honestly, the light mag is a lot better because you get that ADS speed. And especially with this build in general, especially with the vertical grip too, the MP5's ADS speed is going to be a little bit on the slower side, so definitely use the light mag. I know the ammo reserve is a little bit messed up there, but it still works well. Just remember to reload as much as you can. And for the internal, I use wallbuster bullets because I don't know. Dude, the MP5 is not that strong, so I want that bullet impact. You know what I mean? So I need that thing, bro. And then for Desert Eagle, it's a pretty simple build. Iron sight, the mini laser, flash hider, extended mag, and wallbuster. Do I even have to talk about this atrocity of an operator in this game? Bro, this build is not even finished, bro. I'm not even going to explain any of these. Just look at it, bro. Just look at it. You just copy it down if you want. I'm not going to lie, though. I will say this revolver build is not that bad. It's pretty damn good. I do highly recommend it if you want to use it. But for this atrocity, don't, bro. Just don't. Just no. In terms of Sledge, I have 2 loadouts. Honestly, this one, I'm going to show the first one. This one's more on ADS speed and everything. This is a little bit more of the weirder build, I would probably say. It's so random. Honestly, I just randomly did this and it worked out and I've stuck with it since. This is the main thing that's like, whoa. The T2 dot, the flash hider, lightweight grip, extended mag, wallbuster is pretty straightforward. I don't have the hipfire laser, so I don't have it equipped. But if you want more of that recoil control, especially with Sledge's gun having that pretty weird recoil pattern, I would definitely recommend using a high precision laser. The only difference is that they're gonna know that you're aiming in because they're gonna see your laser, bro. And 100%, I don't know. That's why I don't use that many lasers, because they're gonna see the laser. And I'm not even trolling. Like, people use lasers and I see it in a rank match, and that's literally 10 out of 10 times why they die, because I see the laser and it's like, bro, I know you're aiming. I know what direction you're aiming from. You're cooked. You're cooked. This is the SMG-11 build I use. I use a high precision laser for recoil control. I use holographic sight. I use a flash hider, light mag for that bit of ADS, and then I also use lightweight frame for the ADS again. Honestly, this recoil build is non-existent. Like, recoil is not there. I'm being so serious. In comparison to like Smoke's SMG-11, this has no recoil, dead ass. And this is the second build I have. This one's the only difference that is the ACOG, and also the internal, I think, is a wallbuster too. And then next up we have, I believe it's Thermite. Yeah, Thermite. This is the only build I use for Thermite. Thermite, like I said in a bunch of videos, I hate Thermite, bro. I can't stand this dude. I can't. I will say though, I had a pretty good clutch with this gun a couple matches back. A whole like 1v4, 1v5 I clutched up in Clubhouse, bro. That was crazy. And I had the mini laser, T2 dot, flash hider, lightweight grip, the light mag, and then lightweight frame. I will say this build, I don't know, you don't take too many like close range gunfights because you're gonna lose them. I would say for this build, you could probably take gunfights from a medium range and you're fine. But if you take it close up, you're going to lose 100%. You're going to lose 9 out of 10 times those gunfights. So don't use this close range, please. Pistol, pretty straightforward. Copy it down if you want. It's nothing too special. It gets the job done though. I recently found out this build for Mute when I was trying to figure out what to use. And honestly, I've used Mute in a couple matches and it's pretty damn good. But both his AP30 and his shotgun are really good builds in here, so I highly recommend trying these out. I have the mini laser, I have the RO Pro. You could switch it off for the optic sight if you're used to it, but I like using, on specifically Mute shotgun, I like using a sight. And the RO Pro, like I said, it's a pretty underrated scope in my opinion. I have a muzzle, I have as compensator for that extra little damage range, especially like in long range. I can just shotgun them and it works. I have lightweight to give me an extra edge, especially in ADS speed. And then for improved cylinder choke, I do use this one instead. The recoil control, I know it says it's down, but honestly you don't even like feel it anyways. It's a shotgun, like, bro, a shotgun has recoil anyways. But I do use this one because it helps with the critical damage range and also hipfire spread. The reason for this, because the compensator, notice how it says hipfire spread is on the red. Also for the lightweight, the hipfire accuracy and the hipfire spread is a little bit So I do use this one to help with the hipfire spread, and just give me a little bit of an extra help, especially with the mini laser also helping with hipfire. Look, you lose 2, and then I mean you get improvements with these 2 as well, so it's a win-win situation. And then for internal, I use wallbuster bullets. The reason for that is to make rotates and also just make me consciously think I have a pretty good damage up boost, like I said. And then the AP30, I highly recommend this build too, because this gets, dude, I recently started using this. It feels like there's no recoil on it. I use the smart laser. I know people like probably wondering why the smart laser. Only reason is because I don't have high precision unlocked yet. But I've used this one for a minute, and I mean it works the same thing. And then I have the holographic sight on it. I have the flash hider, extended mag, and wallbuster bullets, and pretty much gets the job done. When it comes to Kapkan, this is the only build I use because I don't even play Kapkan like that, honestly. You could probably put the hipfire laser if you have it unlocked, but I don't have it. I use the RO Pro. I know people use the ACOG. I don't know. For Kapkan, I can't use it. It feels weird. So I use the RO Pro. I have extended barrel, vertical grip, light mag, and then the wallbuster bullets. I've randomly chose this build out of nowhere, and it honestly is one I've used for like a month or 2 now. And honestly, it's not even that bad. Moving on to the pistol. This is the build I use. This is one that I only use Kapkan's pistol to make quick rotates if we don't have a shotgun player. And I mean it works fine, but I don't recommend using a pistol on an enemy because it's not gonna work out. The damage range is not there, so it only uses a pistol when you're trying to make a rotate, I would say, probably, or finish a kill maybe. Now we have Glaz. Glaz is one of those operators that you could probably, he has so many different builds you could use. This is the one I use currently. I don't even play Glaz like that anymore. I used to use Glaz a lot, like on Border and what was that other match I used him on? It was on Border and Bank. Those are 2, like, if you look at my older videos, those are 2 maps where I've used Glaz a lot on different matches. For side rail, I don't have anything on it. I would probably use this high precision laser, but I don't have it unlocked, so I'm not going to use that. For optic, I have RO Pro. You could switch it off definitely for the iron sight or the 2-dot. They work fine, the same thing. I don't have any of these other sights unlocked, so I can't speak for those. For muzzle, I have breaching barrel to give me a little bit of a boost on damage and destructive power. For grip, I use vertical grip. I've always used vertical grip for a while now, just to help me with that recoil control, especially with Glaz. When you shoot Glaz's gun, he has really like high recoil, so it goes up really bad. So I would highly recommend using a vertical grip to help you with that. For magazine, I use a light mag. It helps with ADS speed. You could probably switch it off for like the extended mag if you have it, but honestly I recommend using light mag to give you a little bit of a boost when you're trying to aim into an enemy and you can get the kill first. And then for internal, I use lightweight frame. You could also use wallbuster, which honestly I probably would put on instead, because lightweight, I don't know. I recommend using wallbuster probably, because I remember I used to use that instead than what lightweight. So probably use wallbuster instead, in my opinion, unless you have a build of your own. And then for the AP30 on Glaz especially, this is my build. This actually works fine. I used to struggle with his AP30, but once I found this build, it gets the job done perfectly, in my opinion. Now, a build for smoke, I don't use smoke like that. Maybe on Border and yeah, only on Border I'll probably play him. This is my build I've used since a while now. I use the optic iron sight, the choked muzzle, lightweight cylinder choke, and light bullets. The choked muzzle helps with the hip fire, of course. I don't have the mini laser here, so that's why I use the choked muzzle. Lightweight helps with ADS speed and trying to aim in time. And the choke, I use cylinder choke to help me give that little bit of a destructive power boost. And then my internal is light bullets because I don't have wallbuster unlocked. But the lightweight helps with critical damage range, so I mean it gets the job done, like I said. But if you have wallbuster unlocked, definitely use this instead because it helps make rotates a lot more easier and quicker. And then for his SMG, I would not recommend this build. It's still a work in progress. The recoil is pretty still bad on this thing, I'm not gonna lie to you. So please keep that in mind. But if you're also a work in progress of his SMG 11, maybe try this build. I do recommend though that please remember, if you use this, Dude, get ready for that recoil to go up and crazy, man. Now, we have the last two, since I don't have Twitch or Kavera or Dokubi unlocked. The last two are, of course, the recruits. I'm not even going to explain the loadouts. This is the ones I use. This is the ones I've used since, like, the recruit-only challenges that I did a couple videos back. And then, what's the Attack Recruit at? Here we go. Honestly, Attack Recruit's build isn't even that bad. I'm not going to lie to you, it's not that bad. This is probably the one thing I would say for his Attack Recruit is this gun is not even that bad, but I don't recommend using him. Like I said, the recruits are useless, bro. Don't use him in ranked, please. Well, that's gonna finish off the video showcasing like all the loadouts that I use for every single operator. I do hope you guys did find this useful or helpful. Let me know if you guys try out any of these loadouts and if you guys like them, if they helped you like clutch, I don't know, like a rank match or something. But I do hope you guys did enjoy. Make sure to like, subscribe, comment. As I always say, do all that good stuff. And I'll see you guys in the next video. Peace.